Yeah, howdy, hi everybody. It's been a little while, hasn't it? There's one more Maxwell, not Maxwell. I've got Maxwell on my brain. Fortunately, when I got sick, there wasn't a lot of old film laying around.
WX is looking at finishing up his winter, and I'm not quite sure. Anyway, WX is looking at finishing up his winter. My issue with him was trying to figure out if I wanted to head home and experience deer clops if he comes, or fight him over by the McTusk igloo. Now, one of the changes in the update is about ice hounds respawning, so I might hang out over there. My concern about him staying over at the McTuskies is he might get, I don't know if deer clops can smash an igloo. I know he can smash a merm house, and I know he can smash a pig house, so I can't see any reason why he couldn't smash an igloo. But I guess I can, find a way to avoid that. But one of the things in the update is ice hounds don't. It's the wording on so much of that update is, and it's not just this one. They've always done this shit. Is you aren't quite sure what the hell they're saying. It's like on the caves. It says fixed some issues with spawning in the caves in the wrong place. Now, what does some issues? Does it mean there were some issues with that and we fixed all of them? Or we fixed some of the issues with that? So anyway, it's something about under the right conditions, they don't instantly respawn. And I think that's just badly worded and it means they don't respawn instantly. But we'll see. But WX can check that out. What we're going to do here is Wickerbottom's going to go through the update. I know it's old news for you, but, there life happens, and I still don't feel great, but we're going to do this anyway. See how far I get.
Wilson, I want to try to do, and I don't promise you I can do it, but there's and it'll be up before this, but there was one more video's worth of film, and then I'm going to try to put together that bunny pig war, and then after that, he should be very close to finally being able to go down in the caves. And there is something that in the update for him to look at, and I can't think of it offhand. So, and we have the now featuring the Screecher. I was trying to find things in forums, and I noticed some people doing some dyeing in the Screecher. So, but we're not going to look at that right this minute. What we're going to do is look at what some things on the update. The update is mainly controller bug fixes, stuff like that. And I mean controller fixes or changes and bug fixes, just so I'm not unclear. All right, now hopefully it won't do anything crappy to any of my games. All right, let's see see, he's in the middle of something, and so is Wilson, so I think this is my best option. Now, this is a world where I'm working on this is a Lua world, so it's not that was the other thing. Maxwell, you could trade off your sanity and get a helper that helps you do stuff and fight. And it looks like it's based on the old thing where you could spawn multiple characters in at the same time. And there's an old Lua thing I did a long time ago about that, where like if you have Wickerbottom, you could Lua code in Windy, and you would have Wickerbottom and Windy walking pretty much side by side and fighting in tandem, etc. And I guess working and all that, but I think it's based on that weird thing that existed back then. They decided to use that for Maxwell. Now the thing with Maxwell is no matter what they do with him, he's only got so many hit points. And so I played a Maxwell world, and I don't see any reason to revisit that yet. I might play him in this when I'm through doing what I'm doing here, which is you'll see it when it happens. So, and I don't want to get wrapped up in a Maxwell world. I'd like to kind of visit Wickerbottom from time to time and hang with Wilson and WX for the main two worlds right now. And that doesn't mean we can't do other things. Okay, first off, let's make sure we don't die. Shoot. Is my sanity screwed? A little bit. Yeah, what have I been doing here? I might have to get back to you in a minute. Well, unfortunately, in catching up on Wicker's stuff, we have run into winter. The same problem Wilson had when he was trying to go into the caves. He had to ran into a winter interlude, which he's still in. So I was just trying to harvest some of this stuff before winter. Now there's like a crap load of tools is the problem. I'd like to not increase the problem. One of the new things was you can burn stumps, and I kind of wanted to see how that worked out in regards to what you got after you burned a stump. So I guess that's some of the, oh shoot, I didn't turn up music or sound. Hold on a second. I guess that's some of the new music. Okay. Now where am I on axes? I saw there's now a living tree, but evidently they only generated new worlds. So none of my people until if I start a Maxwell world will have one. Now I might just demo Maxwell and go ahead and use Lua code, because I like not to have 4 worlds going. Now it used to be if you switched over on your tools you kept working. That was one of the bug fixes. You don't anymore. And we have verified that for whatever the hell that's worth. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad change. I'm just saying it's not very, I guess if you were counting on it for something. The only one that mattered to me was when they made it so chopping stuff with a torch you could get killed by Widget Charlie. Well, actually, there's no reason not to do this at night, and I don't know if I've said actually yet, so. Alright, so these are supposed to be burnable now. My question was, do they generate charcoal or do they just go away? And they just go away. Well, I was kind of hoping that... Why am I getting examined here? Okay, there I've got light. I'm getting examined. Well, let's try Alt. Nope, still examine. Now, one of the things was you can harvest drying racks and farms now with the action key. I did that with the space bar. The thing about that is that's how it used to be anyway. It's kind of was always that way until they changed it so you couldn't. So that's I don't know. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, let's look at some of this other crap. No, we don't need that on. Okay, well, let's do these out of... Well, no, miner's hat is the first one. The miner's hat can be refueled. Now, that little film scenario, it looked like light bulbs and, nightmare fuel. But I don't know how much of what. So, to the Wiki phones. I don't mean Wiki Wickerbottom, I mean Wiki Don't Starve. Okay, miner hat. One good thing about doing this is a lot of hot fixes. Being sick through an update is the hot fixes are done. Oh, that's right, there was a firefly involved in fixing it. Miner hat no longer turns into a straw hat. Because I was trying to figure out, because the refueling thing seemed to cost a hell of a lot more than the miner's hat did. Okay, so what do we got? No longer turns into a straw hat, so you can't use the old gold, carrying golden fireflies around, so okay. Now, that was never something I was crazy about anyway, so that's not me. Sorry, it's every man for yourself after the game's finished.
So it can be refueled with fireflies, which are finite. There's only a certain number in the world. Sturtle slime, light bulbs. Oh, I was going to say, pigs, bunnymen, and splue monkeys? No, we can't refuel it with pigs, bunnymen, and splue monkeys, but there's a little tiny period there. Anyway, all those things can wear miner hats, and it will keep the pigs from panicking. I don't remember if that did that before or not. I know if you wore one, it didn't. But I don't know how, if they've fixed that or how recently or anything like that. So it's just a matter you can stuff anything into it. Well, that's better than what I thought it was, but it's not very, well, it's, yeah. So basically we just, where's one? 24, that was the one I was playing with. Alright, add fuel. Went to 43. Shoot, what is that, 19? Okay. Oh, I'm not getting an add fuel. I was thinking nightmare fuel. Huh. Hold on a minute. Did I screw up? Probably did. Fireflies, sturtle slime, and light bulbs. So not nightmare fuel. Still in me. Alright, let's go down our list here. Miner's hat. And I kind of, I don't know. I don't have strong feelings anyway, either way. I hate having a bunch of partial miner's hats because down to about 30%, I think they'll get you through a night pretty easy. But you wind up with all these partials like you used to with armor before it automatically switched itself in and out. And before that, their solution was you could burn it. Okay, cave worms, they're making them so they you don't get the full complement till later. In other words, they build up more slowly. Now, you got the full 6 cave worms in 6 days, in 100 days. So even if it's 150 or 200, to me, I'm not really ready to do heavy spelunking until after day 100 anyway. So I'd be getting and I didn't see anything about when that happens. So even if they've moved it to 200 days and your ultimate problem still remains, you've got a lot of cave worms that have really high hit points. And I've talked about that before, and it's, 6 I think is too many, or else they need to adjust their health points or whatever. And Wilson's working on a solution, but it's like, it's, it's a long way around the pole, because the thing is, even if you can go in the caves and fight them successfully, well, shit, you've got to also be fighting the nightmare chess pieces and trying to harvest statues, and you've got crud coming up out of the fissures, the cracks, and crud from the nightmare lights, and it's like, there was enough down here without making 6 cave worms. I think 3 would have been totally adequate. But anyway, neither here nor there. Wickerbottom supposedly had descriptions on her books. Now, I tried that, and I didn't get anything. She could see before what each one was as far as, on tentacles. And, where's, it just says on tentacles, so that's kind of neither here nor there. Okay, tooth traps and bee mines are now deployable items like a chest or an ice box or whatever. And I don't like that at all. That's just messed up. Because the only way I know to move a deployable item is to smash it and get half the stuff back. And that's, but, well, I'd rather do, well, we could do it with a bee mine. I found some bee mines. Now, I think this thing was set up because I've shown in a couple of videos where you can set yourself up so that you don't have any storage space in your inventory or backpack for tooth traps, and then when you make them, they merge into the ground and you can really concentrate them. So I think it was designed to eliminate that ability, but I don't see what the problem with that was. They fixed some of the damnedest stuff. It's like, what? That was a problem? Okay, so both these are deployable, and we probably need a hammer.
There's a couple of other things. People that had animals in pens, evidently after all this time, they figured out the reason they were escaping was walls. You know, they had healing worked on walls, and they fixed that. But evidently, walls are coded in the same as living entities, and they had a sleep cycle. So when the walls went to sleep, the animals could get out. And after all this time, it's occurred to him that that was the case. And it's like, well, where have you been? So let's, well, if I ever find Chester, it won't matter if I have this crap deployed or not. So, alright, that's examined. Now what?
Okay. Well, it still picks up, so I'm confused. I wonder, well, let's see. Alright, drop just drops it. I'm not seeing much difference here. Because what it said was you had to... Oh, I'll bet you I don't have the update. Well, no, we burned a stump, though, so... And we did the miner's hat.
So I gotta have the update. So, well, just bite me in the tush. And also, I was sick. I was sick for about 4 days, and then I was gonna try to start playing again, which was a mistake because I wouldn't have been able to. But my internet went down, my connection for about 3 days. Evidently, they're upgrading. I'm sure some of you experienced this, where they're upgrading the internet, your internet connection, your provider is. And I lost the internet for 3 days. That's one reason, because I was going to try to keep up on comments. But anyway, Pywacket got used to living on the little table that has my keyboard and mouse on it, because I play on the couch, because I can't sit in an office-type chair. And I play on my TV anyway, so. But anyway, Pywacket he has taken over that small table and for a week, and now he can't have it. And he's fighting with me about that. Okay.
Oh God, that's where panic room is. When you have acquired at least 10 tooth traps, you should build a panic room made of stone walls with 2 openings where you place as many tooth traps as possible. This is an easy and effective way to defend yourself against hound attacks. Why the walls? And why call it a panic? Well, whatever. That's why people... Oh boy, that's a mess. I guess tips are to be taken with a grain of salt. I'm not seeing... Alright, now where's the update?
Tooth traps and bee mines are now deployable objects. They can no longer be packed too closely by dropping them. So, but I was seeing in forums where people weren't able to place them, and it's just right click. I don't remember what it used to be. And if you can just put them down and pick them up, hell, I don't care. I'm not understanding that. We did the action button. Well, let's tuck up our you-know-whats and drop a bee mine. Thing is, I do not like being stuck with these where I don't want them. Yeah, no problem. So, and what do we have? We had to do plant. So if we drop it... Oh, okay, so I guess that's it. It's just, I don't know, I'm mystified by that one, to tell you the truth. Okay, let's move on down the line here. I thought that would be more than it was.
No. See, now that little noise I just made means kitties come here. And that wasn't my intention, because Pywacket's still, he's on the table in front of the little table. He's trying to invade my boundaries. Alright, there's new special effects for mining and reading. We'll do those in the daytime. Battleists have strong stomachs now. And what I saw in forums that meant, because I wasn't sure myself, I assumed that my first thought was if they, like pigs can eat poison mushrooms, But I don't think I don't know what basilisk eat, to tell you the truth. But anyway, evidently they were dying from eating monster meat, and they don't do that anymore. Uh, Lazy forager, it can now pick up animals caught in traps as you go by them. Now there was some confusion in forums about that, where people thought what the intention was, you could put on the lazy forager and walk around and pick up birds, butterflies, bees. And since you can't do that with the action key now, I don't know why they would think that a speeded up action key would do that, but whatever. But anyway, just in case that was a problem for anybody, that's it refers to trapped animals. All right, the burnt stumps, some of mine burn and some of them don't. Maybe they have to set a day or something. I don't know. Those other ones were the old ones. I think the ones I just chopped burned, and the ones that were there already did not. So that's it. The stumps that didn't burn are old stumps. So I would say stumps created after the update. That makes sense. That's good. I think I talked about the wrong cave location thing. We've just about done it, I think, except for the special effects on mining and reading. Let me take a quick spin through All's Well at Maxwell. And I'm not in love with doing this, so if you want to skip, go ahead. It's, some things the best way to do it is just I can't remember all these and roll them off without, and I'm not going to read all this. I'll just put the link in this video. And I'm sorry it's late. I'm not, I'm not sorry that I haven't posted videos because I was sick. There's no point in being sorry for that. Oh, before I forget, thanks to everybody that wished me well and yada, yada, yada. And I may not answer all those comments by person. I mean, in the comments column, because it's like, thanks, 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 thanks. But I really do appreciate it. And if I had thought about it, I would have gone to my last posted video and put up in comments that I was sick. I had a real bad problem in January. My immune system is trash, and I had a big problem in January and February of this year where I was just sick for weeks at a time. But most of it was physical, so the worst part of it was I lost my voice. So other than that, I was mostly able to play.